Transcendent experiences. Every single person on the face of the earth, when you have one, if you are fortunate to have one, it anchors you to that, letting you know what is possible. It's what we all go about our lives and hope that we will experience. Every single day, we think to ourselves, if only I was in this vacation spot on the beach in Hawaii, in the jungles in Thailand, exploring, whatever that might be for you. There are anchors to the transcendent experience in nature, by the way, because you are able to look out and it takes one out of the mind. This isn't necessarily an Eckhart Tolle video, but when you are truly in the present moment, when there's nothing else going on around you, maybe you're race car driving, if you've ever done that, maybe you're playing a sport and you're just fully concentrating on that sport, you are fully immersed in the present moment. Yet when I talk about transcendent experiences, I'm talking about something that will forever anchor you. So oftentimes people begin to meditate. It's not that easy. It can be difficult. Your mind goes all over the place. And there are those few still moments when you realize this joy, this happiness that starts to percolate inside of you. And oftentimes you want more of it. So you continue to meditate, but your mind continually goes to different realms, unexplored, back to the past, wherever that might be. Yet when you have one of these amazing experiences, you are anchored to that and you have that goal. You realize that it can be reached. For me, I'm going to tell you one experience that I've had. I've had it in other areas of life, whether it be sports, hitting a second home run to win the baseball game, when I was coaching a kid's basketball team and the kid that everybody was making fun of grabbed a rebound, and when he was falling onto the floor, threw the ball up like this and it swished through for the winning basket as time expired and he came racing around into my arms as in a Final Four moment. Yes, these are moments of pure joy and ecstasy. And sometimes we can have them. These are spiritual moments. These absolutely are. But so many of us, we seek this spiritual moment. And the beauty of it is that if you haven't experienced it, that one of the ways that Sam Harris, for example, recommends, and I'm not recommending it, and I've never done any mind-bending drugs, but psychedelics can give you this experience that you did not know was possible. And it broadens your realm as to what we're capable of as human beings, as to the experiences that can actually be attained, because so much of our life is just in this normal realm. If you have a graph of your experience, it goes something like this. There's not that much movement, but suddenly you reach this peak, this pinnacle that you did not know existed before, and it anchors you to that. So when you're doing something, you can say, I've done this before, and I can get back there. So for me, a transcendent experience that I had previously, I had an experience with a hugging saint by the name of Amma, and when you hug her, I didn't believe it was possible when I did, but it feels like a child hugging its mother for the first time. That's the best analogy that I could give. It was just so much love that was infused or remembered inside of me when I was being hugged by her in Los Angeles. Her name's Amma. If you ever get the experience, she goes on these tours, and as a first timer, you can jump near the front of the line and receive a blessing and a hug from her. And it is an amazing experience. And it will just remind you of the love that exists inside of you, inside of us. I felt this stronger and stronger impulse growing inside of me. And it was like every part of me was being reawakened. It's like a xylophone. You hit the xylophone, and if the vibration is strong enough, it starts to affect, and other of the keys on the xylophone start to reverberate with sound as well. I believe that's kind of what was going on here, that the love that was emanating from him was similarly to when I hugged Amma, which is actually a physical touch. It was started to reverberate inside of me. And this love, it was the only way I can describe it, is it's like being immersed under a tidal wave of love where everything else leaves and just tears, gentle tears, not a whole torrent, just started to stream down my face. And it was like I was being cleansed, because that was the purpose of life. The purpose of life is to remember the love that we are created in. And the more often we are able to do that, the greater our enjoyment is in life, the greater the greater frequency that we vibrate on a continual basis, and we are able to spread that in some manner, as did he. Which is why my motto in life is just to make everybody's life just a little bit better. If I can leave somebody just a little bit better off than when I met them, then I've been successful in that interaction for that day, because I feel that inside, and they might feel that and then amplify that energy, reawakening all that love that exists inside of me. Whatever self-doubt was leaving me, just vacating me, and the only thing I was concentrated on was him and the love that was percolating, flowing freely inside of me. Not even percolating, just like raging. I started to cry, and I said, I used to think that I was so smart and rational. Now I realize how irrational I am, and that the only thing in this world that is rational is the love. And when you reach that decision, that it really is more of a decision, because we can behave as such when we realize that love is the only purpose on being on this earth. From a biological standpoint, it might be about propagating our genes, but as souls, as individuals, it's just to remember where from we come, which is this place of divine love, which is what was being reawakened inside of me. This man did nothing to me. He was vibrating at that energy that I picked up from. And there are times when I will go about my life, and it's like the reverse of it's the reverse of post-traumatic stress disorder. It's where this sudden flash of divinity flows into me, and suddenly I feel this immense gratitude for being alive, because this area of my mind, this possibility, this remembrance was reawakened, was triggered. It was amplified in such a way that it comes back to me. And these moments don't last that long. Maybe you can call them satori's, which is a sudden awakening to what truly is, a sudden blessing that we have for ourselves. But this is what is possible and what exists inside of you. And so when you go out and you experience something like this, which is possible because it exists there, somebody can help you do it. Like, I think that the metaphor that Eckhart Tolle uses, it's like sitting next to a burning log that is burning so bright that helps light you on fire and overcomes whatever moisture you might have that would prevent that fire of love from being reawakened. And then you are able to spread this and propagate this forward. But the point is that once you reach that experience, whether it be from psychedelics, whether it be from an interaction such as what I described, whether it be your wedding day, and being able to go back there and remember whatever that moment is, whatever that awakening is, you realize that it's possible. So all the time that you spend meditating, you know that you'll eventually be able to get there. It defines that possibility. It's kind of like, to bring this to David Goggins, here you have a man who was 300 pounds, who became a Navy SEAL running 100-mile races, from 300 pounds, making $1,000 a month as an exterminator. And this is the vision. This is somebody who has actually done what so many people that are out of shape can look to and say, yes, this is the possibility for me. And similarly, when this possibility is embedded into you, you know that you too can reach that and attain that once again. This station is called Recharge Freedom. So it's about liberty of the individual in more ways than political. So I hope that you've been awakened just a little bit, that I've left you just a little bit better off. As I said, my ethos is, as I said, my goal is every single day, and that you can take this energy for yourself and hopefully realize that whatever that goal that you have, that if you demonstrate that it's possible, if you can expand your awareness, that will help you reach it and keep on that path of going towards it. Mean this. Peace and blessings to everybody out there. Please, by all means, share this video. and go ahead and subscribe to this channel. Peace out, everybody.